Many married people do not fully understand the impact of divorce until they experience it themselves. You think you have done with it, you're finished. No, it will follow you like a shadow. I want you to know that divorce is like.
Welcome to the Dr. Marriage Says podcast. My name is Don, and it's wonderful to have all of you watching our episode. In this episode, we are going to be discussing a very important subject. But before we get into the topic, I'd like to welcome Dr. Marriage. Pastor Denias, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Welcome. And it's lovely to see how many of you guys have been subscribing to our channel. We've seen that the numbers have grown and we are almost close to reaching our target. So please share the videos and like and comment so that the YouTube algorithm can be able to see that you guys are indeed loving and enjoying the videos that we are sharing for you. Today, we're going to be discussing a very important topic. As I said, we're talking about how we can be able to avoid divorce. What are the secrets that can help us to be able to avoid divorce in marriage? So, Dr. Denias, can you help us and walk us through this important topic?
Yes, thank you very much. And thank you for our viewers who are following us. Now we are in thousands and thousands of views. And we continue to encourage subscribers to subscribe, share, and like. Today's presentation, The Secrets of Preventing Divorce in Marriage. This presentation is divided into two main parts. Number one, I'm going to highlight the serious consequences of divorce. And it's very interesting that when you go in research is saying divorce reveals that many married people do not fully understand the impact of divorce until they experience it themselves. I'll tell you a sad story that I dealt with years ago. There was a couple that divorced, and their only child, their only daughter, was at a boarding school in high school. And they divorced 2 months before the school closure. When the father went to collect the girl, that's only when he told her that they were divorced and that she was going to be left at mom's place. Do you want to know what the girl says? Right in the face of the father. She says, "Dad, why didn't you tell me on time? Why didn't you tell me on time? I will not forgive you." Can you imagine? You separate with your wife, and these words, they follow you. The words from your child who is in high school. Whatever children say to you when you are divorcing, that thing will follow you. The impact research is saying couples, they don't even have a clue until they are in it. The second thing that we are going to focus on is on what we can do as couples to prevent divorce. Yes, divorce can be prevented. We are going to see this before the end of this presentation. I want you to know that divorce is like a shadow. I want you to think about that because I want to believe everybody who is listening to me right now, you have seen your own shadow. If you have not seen your own shadow, you have seen somebody's shadow. The shadow follows a person and it lingers longer even after the event. This is what divorce can do. You think you have done with it, you have finished. No, it will follow you like a shadow. And as I've said, it will linger longer than the event itself. And I want you to know that divorce has a long lasting emotional impact. Just imagine, as a shadow remains attached to you, no matter where you go, divorce can have long lasting emotional effects. Even after the legal process is over, the emotional remnants, such as feelings of sadness, regret, loss, can continue to affect after someone's life. Number two, divorce effects are invisible yet always present. Back to my shadow. A shadow is a constant presence, but it's not always noticed. Similarly, divorce may be something people don't always talk about, yet it can silently influence the decisions that you make afterwards, the relationships that you do, and even your own outlook as an individual. It will be affected, and yet nobody can see it visibly. Number three, divorce can change shape. Just like the shadow, that changes depending on the angle of where the light is coming from. Divorce can take on different meanings or consequences for different people at different times. So there's no recipe of say, oh, divorce it does this and this and precise. Like, it depends from individual to individual. It can evolve from a painful event into something that leads to personal growth, or conservatively, it can cast a long, dark shadow over somebody's life, affecting their future relationships and even well being. I want to give another comparison. Remember, I've mainly emphasized that divorce is like a shadow, it will follow you. And I know what I'm talking about because of my profession. I know what I'm talking about. Number two, comparison. Divorce is like a deep wound. WOUND. You know, the womb heals over time. Divorce is not always physically visible. It takes time, effort, and care, and all those things, and the history that is involved. And as I've said, each situation is unique, but there is often a sense of loss and new beginnings, like starting over again in life. Effects or consequences of divorce. Number one, divorce has emotional and psychological effects, where we talk of things like stress, anxiety. Devotion is Divorce is always linked with an increased level of stress, anxiety, and depression. And according to some studies, the emotional toll of divorce can just be as significant as the death of a spouse. Imagine. Think of the loss of social support. Divorce can lead to a loss of social support network, as people may feel isolated from usual friends or family. This can worsen feelings of loneliness and sadness. Imagine children's well being. We are still on emotional and psychological effects. Remember, children's well being, if they are involved, I've already told you the story of what happened. Both parents and children can experience lasting emotional consequences, such as emotional insecurity, behavioral patterns. I'm talking now, this one now is my experience from the classroom as a UK trained teacher. I remember each and every time when there was a child coming from a family where there are challenges, they would share with you as a teacher. These are the things, the impact that parents don't know when they are considering divorce. Financial consequences is number two. Divorce often leads to financial strain on both parties. Studies suggest that women in particular experience a significant decline in income after divorce as they have to assume maybe responsibility of childcare alone and face other challenges that come with divorce, and they find themselves not being able to do well at their employment. Also, on the other side, men can also face financial difficulties, especially when it comes to supporting the children. Imagine the legal costs of divorce. When celebrities are divorcing and those who have properties and so forth, things come up in papers, unbelievable costs involved. Divorce can be costly, with legal fees and court fees making up a significant financial burden for both parties. How about number three? Uh, healthy impacts. Healthy impacts. Research shows that divorce can have significant negative impacts on physical health, particularly in the first few years following divorce. Divorced individuals often report higher levels of chronic illnesses, sleep disorders, and overall poor health. Divorce can have a significant effect on individuals' mental health, with some experiencing longer term issues such as post traumatic stress. How about number four, the long term effects of divorce? Divorced individuals may have problems in future, problems of trust, because they've already been let down somewhere. Almost everything about it, according to the research, almost everything about your life is affected in one way or another with divorce. As I have said, these things they vary from one person to another. Some people find relief, even improvement in their quality of life after divorce, especially when they were in an abusive relationship or unhealthy relationships. However, others may struggle deeply with the changes that have taken place. It seems that while many married individuals may have some general awareness of potential emotional and financial costs of divorce, the reality of how divorce affects daily and long term and future relationships is underestimated. I want you to know that overall, divorce is life altering event. I'm now going to share with you the second part of the presentation where I'm going to talk about 13 things that can be done to prevent divorce. Imagine 13. Common sense to tell you that if you just do half of the things that I'm going to talk about here, you can avoid divorce. And if you then do more than half, then you begin to experience a happy marriage. 13 things that can be done to prevent divorce. Number one, not in any order. Tell your mind that no divorce. We don't know the power that the mind has. Do you know that whatever you tell your mind, it will do it? If you tell your mind that you are in this marriage to stay, whatever problems you will find in that marriage, your mind will come up with resilience. And by so doing, it will then come up with other ways of dealing with marital challenges that you face, because you have told it that I am in this marriage to stay. This is a powerful tool that people haven't utilized. The mind. The mind can do anything that you will tell it to do. Number two, effective communication. Effective. Can you imagine? You are in a relationship and you are doing good things. You are putting a little effort to serve your spouse, but they don't appreciate. They don't appreciate. Then what happens? As time goes on, you stop doing the little efforts. And by so doing, frustrations, emotional distancing, they take place. But if you allow an atmosphere where each spouse is free to communicate their feelings, their needs, their concerns, then problems in marriage will be easy to deal with. Do you know that poor communication has been listed as the leading cause of conflict? Leading. Poor communication. So, if ever there is an area that you want to concentrate on, it is the area of communication. That's where marriage is. If you get it right on communication, I'm telling you, you have done over three-quarters of the problems of marriage. Be a talking couple, a couple that listens to each other when the other person is communicating, is talking. Number three, regular date nights. I said regular. Be intentional. Put it in your diary that every Thursday evening, Friday evening, Saturday evening, whatever it is, just for an hour, depending on your situation, even if it's 30 minutes, regular. The problem is when people get married, there's a lot of excitement, especially after the wedding, the first 2, 3, 5 years of the wedding, depending. Then after that, people relax. They are no longer prioritizing the marriage. Prioritize regular dates, nights. Set them aside. These are the things that will keep the romance fire going. These are simple gestures that help people to connect. So without them, there's disconnection. You know, I'm bringing simple things that don't even need money. Even for those regular date nights, you don't need money. It can even be a walk. Taking your wife for a walk, it's a date out. Number four. Number four, I call it the power of little things. Little things. I want you to know that in marriage, little things matter. Little things. Can you imagine someone who who serves you all the time and you say thank you, thank you? They do something for you, you thank them. You know, one of the things that really makes me stay in the kitchen all the time, it is when I do the dishes and my wife says thank you. And I ask my, why is she saying thank you? I've even asked the other, why do you thank me? He says, I know that if you didn't want to, you could. It's not like a must. But because you are doing that, I appreciate little things, the power of little things. A thank you. Make it a habit to appreciate little things. Someone makes you a cup of coffee. Thank you. Someone opens the door for you. Little things. We are talking of little things. Little things. The power of little things in marriage is very, very important. Number 5, conflict resolution skills. I want you to know that every couple fight, and I'm not talking of the physical fight, no. Any couple, including myself, everybody. There is no couple that is a perfect couple. No, every couple fight, but it is how they handle the conflict that makes the difference. Can you imagine 5 couples? They have all fought, but the handling of it is where the difference is. With another couple, they have a conflict. They don't shout at each other. They respect each other. They talk. And when the other person is talking, they listen. They don't interrupt. They don't blame the other person. They accept responsibility. They own up. They apologize if they have made a mistake. If you have a disagreement on finance, you don't have to shout. You talk calmly. Calmly. It's actually known as a way of disarming the other person. Whatever things that you are resolving, any conflict, can you be willing to compromise? Can you be willing to compromise? Compromise helps because it will make things not to escalate. Compromise. Number 6, maintaining physical intimacy. And I also call it the power of touching. Physical touch means a lot to your spouse. Be it a hug, be just a touch on the shoulder when someone is talking, you are telling that person that I'm here for you. We are together in what you are saying. Can you imagine a kiss? Can you imagine holding hands when you are having a walk? Holding hands. You are creating a bond between the two of you. I want you to know that when intimacy fades away, that's the beginning of disagreement, disconnection, divorce. Watch the order D, D, D. Regular physical affection can bring solutions and healing to your spouse. Number 7, shared goals and values. A couple that works towards a common goal They agree, we are saving for a house, we are saving for a child to go to boarding school. They are united in what they are doing. A shared goal. They've agreed that one of them should go to school and they are saving towards that together. Together. There may be disagreements here and there, but if you are working together, you are able to respect each other. Number 8, keeping individual identity. This is when you allow your spouse to be themselves by doing the habits that they like. Imagine I go to the gym almost every day. Almost every day. No matter how tight things are, I have to make up time for the gym. And my wife knows that. And if I spend a day without going to the gym, then following day, my wife will ask me, what's happening? Because she knows it's my hobby. That's where I show my individual identity, who I am. I'm doing the things that I like. And when I go to do the things that I like, she's also doing the things that I like. When I come back, I give her time to do the things that she likes. Maybe your spouse enjoy playing tennis. Support them. Give them that time. Number 9, counseling. It's very, very important that when there are serious disagreements, seek professional help before things go off hand. You know, the issue of counseling is very interesting because do you know that people seek for help, but they seek for help from the wrong people? You don't seek for help from your mother or your father or your brother or your sister. They are not professionals. All what you are doing, if you are seeking help from a relative, you are bringing them in what we call the inner circle of your marriage, where you are creating serious problems, serious ones. But if you go to a professional, they will help you. I have come across people that I respect in counseling sessions, people who are in serious marital problems, and they tell you that nobody knows about this thing except you that I'm telling. And you say, wow, after going through all this? Yes. That's why we say marriage is for mature adults. You don't behave like a teenager in marriage where you blow off things and shout and do all sorts of things and move around preaching about your problems. Who wants to hear about that? Seek professional help. Whatever challenges you are having in your marriage, maybe you've got a problem of communication, go to a professional so that you get professional help. Number 10. Number 10 is the magic. Forgiveness and letting go of grudges. Especially when someone genuinely says, I am sorry, and they are sorry for sure. You need to forgive them. And when you have forgiven somebody, don't bring the thing on the table again. When you have asked for forgiveness, maybe after a month, 6 months, whatever it is, and there's a mistake again, and you ask for forgiveness, and your spouse will say to you, you did this thing last year, this date, month, and time. I want you to know something. You are married to a spouse that I call a history teacher. He is in the wrong profession. It is history teachers who remember past events. In marriage, marriage doesn't need history teachers. When you forgive, forget. Don't keep grudges when you've forgiven someone. Do you know that couples who practice forgiveness, they heal and they grow steady in their marriage? Number 11, financial transparency. Money is one of the leading causes of divorce. Remember, I told you that poor communication is the leading cause of conflict, followed by money. That's how this thing is. No wonder why we are supposed to be transparent. Can you imagine your spouse hiding from you their credit card and everything? I dealt with a case that I'll never forget. These guys had been married for over 5 years, married. And the husband had a debt, not a student loan, a debt of 10,000 pounds. And the wife didn't know. It's only me when there's a test that I give people so that I know where the problem is. When I gave them that exercise to do, that's when he disclosed that he was in a debt of 10,000. The wife was shocked, literally shocked. 10,000 pounds. You are married for someone for 5 years and he has gone into debt during the marriage and he didn't tell you. No wonder why money is the second leading cause of divorce. That's why it's important to be financially transparent, clear. All the cards must be on the table when it comes to money. Number 12, understanding each other's love language. If one person feels loved through words of affirmation, do that. If one person feels loved through any service, words, touch, gifts, acts of whatever it is, do that as a way of appreciating your spouse. Then finally, number 13, making time for emotional connection. We are living in times when people are so busy doing different things, either in the house, at work, or wherever it is. You go to work, there's pressure. You come home, there's pressure. There's kids, there's everything. But even as it is like that, make time for emotional connection. I have already told you that make it a habit to regularly check in emotionally with your spouse and ask them daily, how was your day? How are you doing? Do you have any problem? Is there any way I can help you in the challenge that you are facing at your workplace? Taking the time to connect emotionally ensures that both spouses will feel supported. These are the things that will prevent people from being emotionally distanced to each other. If you have liked this presentation, this is time now to hit the subscribe button. You like this and you share it. Guess what? There's a follow up presentation coming about this where I'll be talking to people who have already divorced, and I'll be talking about how they can be healed. But today, I'm talking to you, I've spoken to you couples on how you can prevent divorce. Divorce can be prevented. It can be prevented. Once more, I'm encouraging you to support this channel. If you have enjoyed any one of my presentation, support this channel by subscribing. We almost there. We are just halfway to 1,000 subscribers. I am so excited. Thank you for your support.
Well, you've heard it. Thank you, Dr. Merritt, for the presentation. There's quite a lot of lessons that we were able to take from what you shared. You've shared quite a lot. Some of the things we've heard before, but it's always a good thing to be reminded of them, as they will help us in our marriages. So I'm hoping and praying that many marriages will be saved by this presentation that you've given. Thank you once again. We'll meet in the next episode, and God bless you.